21A of Ashley Dunker. Looks like we got 7 of them. We're going to go 8 laps here. EMOD heat race underway. And Perez going to lead the field down into turn number 1. Looks like Perez going to lead lap number 1. McWhorter in second spot. Roy Walker is third. Crystal Smith in fourth. We come back into turn number 1, and Eric Rahi already picked up 2 spots on that first lap. He sits in 5th right now. Good side-by-side battle for the 6th spot. Brianna Weechie going to make the move on Sturts for that 6th position. We'll complete lap number 2 with Perez out front. McWhorter hot on his heels down the front boulevard at 1. No change in the running order through the first set of corners that time around, ladies and gentlemen. Still Perez out front. We come around to complete lap number 3. Black and white number 3 out in front. Gilbert Perez leads us back into turn number 1. Dwayne McWhorter still in second spot. Roy Walker there in third. Rahi trying to look to the inside of Crystal Smith. We've got Brianna Weechie around between turns 1 and 2. Brianna going to try to keep it rolling. Going to back it up. Let's see if Brianna... Yellow flag. Lights are out, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be going green flag. Back off of turn number 4. Perez going to lead him to it. Green flag is back out. 3 laps complete. 5 laps to go here in the EMOD heat race. Perez once again leads us back into turn number 1. McWhorter bouncing around through the bottom of turns 1 and 2. Here comes Roy Walker with a good run off the bottom of that second corner. Closes the gap as we come into turn 3. Dab of brakes for the 9W machine, and Walker right around the tires, hugging the hub off of turn number 4. Perez going to lead lap number 4, halfway home. 4 down and 4 more times around South Texas Speedway here on Tecate Championship night. Final night of the season here in 2018 at South Texas Speedway. We're going to be 5 complete, 3 to go this time around. McWhorter to the bottom of turn number 4 with a good look to the inside. It is not going to be enough. Perez leads lap number 5. Good run once again for Walker off the bottom of turn number 2. We come into turn number 3. 2 sticks in the air for Kevin. 2 laps for Gilbert Perez. Still out in front is the 3 machine. Dwayne McWhorter in second spot. Oh, Crystal Smith going for a detour there through turns 1 and 2. She's going to lose a spot, make it 2 spots. She'll pop back to 6th. White flag going to be in the air this time around. One more set of corners for Gilbert Perez out in front in the 3 car. G's got the car looking good off of turn number 4. It'll be enough to hang on for the win. McWhorter in second. Walker will be third. Eric Rahi will come across the line in 4th spot. And rounding out the top 5, it'll be Brianna Weechie. And the 42 car on the outside of the 4th row. We are going green here in heat race number 1 for the Pure Stocks. Jamie Deere leads us into that first set of corners. Look at Nathan Rahi. A little bit of bumper tag maybe going on there as Rahi gets to the inside of the first set of corners. Going to be on the bottom of the racetrack this time through turns 3 and 4. Rahi looking to take the top spot. We're going to complete lap number 1 with Deere out in front. Rahi in second. Preston third in the line by a wheel. Robert Danielson fourth. Zachary Courtney rounding out the top 5. But Courtney goes top shelf through turns 1 and 2, and he'll lose that spot to Ware. Daniel Ware going to take over the 5th position as we come down the back boulevard into turn number 3. Courtney battling back on the outside. The battle for 5th. The one on the racetrack to watch right now. Jamie Deere leads lap number 2. Courtney getting back around the 37W machine off of turn number 4. Zachary Courtney back into the 5th spot. Out of turn number 2. It's still Jamie Deere by about 4 car lengths down the backstretch into turn number 3. Nathan Rahi hanging on to that 2nd spot. Looking good in the 25 machine. I'll tell you what, Robert Danielson out of Bernie, Texas in 3rd spot, trying to close that gap. He is charging towards the front. And Zachary Courtney goes around in turn number 1. Courtney going to keep it going. We will stay green. We're coming halfway home this time around. 4 down and 4 to go in heat race number 1 for the Pure Stocks. Working through turns 1 and 2 once again. Already back down the backstretch into turn number 3 is your leader, the 15D of Jamie Deere, on a roll tonight here in pure stock competition. 5 down and 3 to go. That time by the start-finish line. Already back down the backstretch again. Coming into turn number 3, your leader. Setting a torrid pace here around the South Texas Speedway. Jamie Deere still out in front. Rahi in second. We come to 2 to go this time by. It's Jamie Deere on the top side of turns 1 and 2. Rahi going to sneak by on the bottom and take the top spot. A good move by Nathan Rahi, but a great run down the backstretch from Jamie Deere. A little bit of bumper tag coming into turn number 3. The white flag going to be in the air this time by. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. One more lap for Nathan Rahi. Jamie Deere, that one bobble on the top of the racetrack was all it took for Nathan Rahi to get by. Danielson still in third. Daniel Preston in the 4th spot, and Ware rounding out the top 5. We're through turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Was the leader, now the winner. The checkered flag going away for heat race number 1, the pure stocks, and Nathan Rahi going to grab the win. Jamie Deere in 2nd spot. 3rd spot going to be Robert Danielson. 4th will be Daniel Preston. And 5th spot will be Daniel Ware in the 37W. Curtis King. Your second heat rolling off at turn number 4 to the green flag. We are back underway. And Sewell with a good run off the outside. Looks to be dead even with Broadnax coming through turns 1 and 2. Shiloh going to lead the pack off the second corner. They're 3 wide off the exit of turn number 2. 3rd, 4th, and 5th on the racetrack. Parks with a wheel underneath Broadnax as we come into turn number 3. Still 3 wide with Ben Maklicek in the 182. Ryan Doyen in the 3 and Joshua Sewell in the 38. Broadnax leads lap number 1. Parks in 2nd spot. Shiloh slips up on the top side, and Parks going to get around on the bottom. James Parks to the top spot here in heat race number 2. Broadnax holding down the 2nd position. Ben Maklicek looking real good on the hub of the racetrack at the 182M. Ben back down to the bottom of turns 1 and 2, trying to sneak around Shiloh for that 2nd spot. Oh, and Joshua McCain going to go around in turn number 1. Keeps it going. We'll stay clean and green. Quick extra little lap over there in turn 1 for the 8M of McCain. Meanwhile, James Parks already about a 4-car length advantage down the front boulevard into turn number 1. Shiloh with kind of a wild ride on the entry of turn 1, pushing up towards the wall. Ben Maklicek closing the gap as we come into turn 3. Shiloh stays in the middle of the racetrack. Maklicek once again right around the tires off of turn number 4. We come halfway home, 4 down and 4 to go. Park still your leader. A hot battle for 2nd spot now with Maklicek on the bottom. Broadnax with a great run off the top side of the 2nd corner. She's going to hang on to 2nd spot for now. Now we're wheel to wheel, door to door to turn number 3. For the 4th spot, we are side by side off the 4th for 2nd once again. Ryan Doyen going to get around Joshua Sewell for the 4th position. Sewell back to 5th. Everybody pretty much evenly spaced out now as we come down the back chute. At least that 2nd group of 4 cars there. We're going to come to 2 to go this time around for James Parks in the 33 JP. Parks atop the point standings right now in pure stock competition tonight. The last night of the chase for the pure stock division. Parks leads Sean Ward by 2 points coming into action this evening. James Parks going to take the white flag one more time around South Texas Speedway for the 33 JP. And Ben Maklicek. Oh, I don't know. That one might go to Broadnax there at the line. A good run for the 182. And Shiloh very sideways on the entry of turn number 1. A great save by the young lady in the 58 machine. Through 3 and 4 for the final time. The checkered flag gonna wave. The win gonna go to James Parks in the 33 JP. Your point leader picks up heat race number 2. Ben Maklicek a good run in third. A strong third for Shiloh. Broadnax, Maklicek was in 2nd. Broadnax 3rd. And then Ryan Doyen and Joshua Sewell starting shotgun on the field. The green flag about to come out off of turn number 4. We are underway. And a good start for Sean Ward off the inside of turn number 4. He'll lead the field down into turn number 1. Jerry Walters right there on the rear bumper coming off the 2nd corner. Ward with a good run out of turn number 2. Leads the field down into turn number 3. Walters in 2nd spot. We're nearly 3 wide. 4, 3rd. Marcia Hall on the outside. J.C. Paul and Robbie Minton making a little bit of contact coming off the 4. Wow! Minton going to make it a 2-for-1 deal in turns 3 and 4. He's up to third spot. We're 3 wide once again, and Marshall Hall going to go around. Good job by Michael Keelich to keep the 49K out of contact there. Keelich hard on the binders. Keeps the cars from getting together. We stay clean and green. Hall gets it back around, pointing in the right direction. Sean Ward about a half straightaway advantage that time by the start-finish line over Jerry Walters. And now Walters is around in turn number 1. The field going to go by. We are going to get a yellow. Yellow flag going to come out for the 127. And I'm off at turn number 4. The lights are out. Heat race number 3 for the Pure Stock's going to get back underway. Sean Ward going to lead them to it. Robbie Minton now in second spot. Robbie Minton in second spot. Looking to the inside of Ward off of turn number 2. Wheel to wheel down the backstretch. They're going to be door to door coming into turn number 3. Minton with great car control on the bottom of the track through 3 and 4. Is it going to be enough? Sean Ward bouncing through the middle of turn number 3 and going to battle back on the outside. They're dead even at the start finish line. I am not envying the scores on that one, ladies and gentlemen, but I think the call had to go to the 44K, and Minton sideways through turn number 2, going to lose the lead down the backstretch. Ward with almost a car length ahead. And Minton once again on the bottom of the racetrack. Great side-by-side racing off the turn number 3. We come to halfway, 4 down and 4 to go. And Ward this time, oh, Sean Ward going to lose the 889 on top of the racetrack. Ward going to go around. He'll go from first to worst over in turns 1 and 2. Robbie Minton going to be the leader. Michael Keelich on the bottom challenging J.C. Paul for second spot. Michael Keelich in the 49K, door-to-door through turns 1 and 2 with J.C. Paul Jr. Paul with a little bit of an edge on the outside of the racetrack, down the back chute into 3. We are going to come to 2 to go this time by, ladies and gentlemen. It'll be 2 laps left for Robbie Minton. 2 sticks in the air for the 44K. J.C. Paul still there in second spot, hanging on to it by the skin of his teeth over Michael Keelich in the 3rd position. Jerry Walters has worked his way back up to 4th. Sean Ward already back up to 5th. Marcia Hall and John Ramirez, the balance of the field. The white flag going to be in the air. 1 more lap to go for Robbie Minton in the 44K. Robbie Minton takes the white flag 1 more quarter mile here at South Texas Speedway. Down the back chute once again into turn number 3. The 44K set on kill mode here in heat race number 3. Out of turn number 4 for the final time. The checker flag going to wave. It will be the 44K of Robbie Minton. Taking the win. J.C. Paul in 2nd. Michael Keelich will be 3rd. Jerry Walters 4th. And Sean Ward going to round out the top 5. McGuire, row number 4. The first limited modified heat race going to take the green flag this time off of turn number 4. Green flag is out. We're underway. Tanner Whitmire like a rocket ship. The Western Flyer Racing chassis off the bottom of turn number 4 leads the field into turn 1. Hunter Flanagan very sideways through the first set of corners, but a good run off the bottom of turn number 2. Dustin Butcher up to 3rd. Cody Leonard getting around David Shurey for the 4th spot. Shurey back to 5th as we come into turn number 3. Minton in 6th, and it's Grothuse and McGuire rounding out the field. Lap number 1 already in the books, ladies and gentlemen. 1 lap down and 7 laps to go for heat race number 1. Tanner Whitmire about 3 car lengths down the back chute into turn number 3. Hunter Flanagan driving it in deep into that 2nd set of corners. Dustin Butcher working the bottom of the H&B manufacturing sponsor of the 90 machine. Sitting in 3rd spot right now. Cody Leonard all over the rear bumpers. We come through turns 1 and 2. Butcher slides up the racetrack. Leonard with a great run on the bottom of turn number 2. Going to close up the gap to nothing as we come into the 2nd set of corners. The battle for 3rd, the 1 to watch. Whitmire still out front, Flanagan in 2nd. Butcher leads Leonard into turn number 1. Oh, and Butcher goes around, and Leonard on the brakes to avoid contact. Oh, a tough break for Cody Leonard. And Butcher going to have to work his way through the field if he doesn't want to start in the back of the feature. We are back underway. Green flag is back out. Whitmire once again leading the field down into turn number 1. Here comes Cody Leonard underneath Hunter Flanagan. They are side by side, wheel to wheel off of turn number 2. A good run off the bottom for the number 12 machine. Leonard and Flanagan door to door off of turn number 4. Leonard on the bottom. Is he going to be able to take center spot? No. Hunter Flanagan bounce back around in the 58 machine. Flanagan now, top shelf in turns 1 and 2. Not necessarily the preferred line, but Flanagan going to hang on to that 2nd spot down the back chute into 3. Flanagan once again on the top side of turns 3 and 4. Maybe something he's found up there that he likes. He's going to hang on to the 2nd spot once again. Halfway home that time, ladies and gentlemen. 4 down, 4 to go. The battle for 2nd. Still the 1 to watch. Leonard once again underneath off the turn number 2. Down the backstretch into turn number 3, Cody Leonard working the bottom of the racetrack through 3 and 4. 2 laps to go this time. Excuse me, 9 discount. 6 down, 2 to go. Cody Leonard and Hunter Flanagan still side by side off of turn number 2. Leonard now with a great run off the exit of the second corner, going to take the second spot into turn number 3. Hunter Flanagan trying to battle back on the outside. The white flag comes out. 1 more lap to go. Leonard a wheel ahead that time at the stripe. We go back into turn number 1. Hunter Flanagan carrying a huge amount of speed all the way to the wall, but it's not going to be enough. Cody Leonard going to make the pass off of turn number 2. Tanner Whitmire walking the dog on heat race number 1. He'll pick up the win this time by off of turn 4. Cody Leonard going to be second. Hunter Flanagan in third. David Shurey will be fourth. Dustin Butcher sneaks by Minton fifth. 184, the green flag going to come out this time by. We are live for heat race number 2. Torres leads the field into turn number 1 in the 9 machine. Stephen Whitaker Jr. going to get around Alan Torres on the bottom of the racetrack. Look at Brian Rye, the run, the 184. Closes right up onto the tail tank of the 89C as we come into turn number 3. Johnny Torres may lead lap number 1. Absolutely, he'll do so. Stephen Whitaker Jr. in second spot. Brian Rye third. Alan Torres fourth. And Ray Shulman rounds out the field in fifth. Whitaker on the bottom of the track off of turn number 2. Trying to close the gap on Johnny Torres. Literally feet between the two of them as Torres slides wide in turn number 3. Whitaker on the bottom. It's not going to be enough. Torres leads lap number 2. We come through turns number 1, nose to tail with the top 3. Alan Torres around the bottom of turn number 2. He'll get it pointed back in the right direction. We stay clean and green. We're side by side through turn number 3. Off of turn 4, Stephen Whitaker Jr. going to be the leader off the 4th corner. Whitaker going to lead lap number 3. Johnny Torres in second spot. Brian Rye is third. Ray Shulman and Alan Torres round out the field. Looks like Alan Torres actually leaving the racetrack. The double deuce back into the pit area. We'll be coming halfway home this time by 4 down and 4 to go for Stephen Whitaker Jr. In the innovative chassis, number 89C, Johnny Torres second right now in the 9 car. Trying to hang on to that second spot. Brian Rye right there behind him. A little bit of bumper attack as we come through turns 1 and 2. I don't see nothing wrong. A little bit of bump and grind off of turn number 2. No harm, no foul. We keep it clean and green. 5 down, 3 to go that time by. Still Whitaker out in front. Torres hanging on to that second spot. Brian Rye, the hardest charging car on the racetrack as your leader comes to 2 to go. Stephen Whitaker Jr. straightaway advantage over Johnny Torres and Ray Doyen's 9 machine. Ooh, and Rye now underneath off of turn number 2. Is it going to be enough? Torres with a great run off the outside. He's going to hang on to the second spot coming into turn number 3. That is some close racing action, and Torres on the binders hard. Here comes Rye for second. The white flag is out. Brian Rye into the second spot. Johnny Torres now back to the bottom of turns 1 and 2. We're door to door once again for second. Rye with a great run off the outside of turn number 2. Going to be your second spot cars. We come into turn 3. Your leader going to take the checker flag. Stephen Whitaker Jr. going to get the win. Second spot going to go to... Oh, I don't know. I ain't calling it. Bomber heat race underway. And excuse me, that's not Alexis. That is Emma Hendricks in the 88 machine. She's already battling with Christopher Silvas for the top spot off of turn number 2. Emma going to have the lead down the backstretch into turn number 3. Emma Hendricks going to lead the field through turns 3 and 4. Here comes Silvas on the bottom. Look at David Parcellis, that Thunderbird, working overtime in third spot right now. Your point leader, Carl Buchanan, in 4th spot right now, trying to make his way up through the field. Parcellis going to be hung out to dry on the top shelf of the racetrack. He's going to lose 1 spot, almost 2. Here comes Sturts on the bottom to make it 2 spots. Parcellis going to go back to 5th. Parcellis battling back on the outside now. We are side by side, 2 rows deep with Silvas and Buchanan battling for second. Buchanan going to get around at the stripe. Silvas is third. Parcellis crosses in 4th, and Sturts rounds out the field. I tell you what, some great action here in the Bomber Division this evening at South Texas Speedway. Carl Buchanan, your point leader, now going to try to run down the young Emma Hendricks in the 88 machine. Emma, your leader, has led this thing from the drop of the green flag. Oh, and she's real sideways off of 4. Gonna lead lap number 4. 4 laps down and 4 to go here in Bomber Heat Race action, ladies and gentlemen. And Hendricks again sideways through 1 and 2, and Buchanan gonna be sideways trying to avoid contact. We come back 3 wide down the backstretch. Look at Silvas Christopher Silva splitting the difference, takes the lead into turn number 3. Silva's gonna lead lap number 5. It's Buchanan, Hendricks, and Parcellis. David Parcellis working the Thunder Chicken hard tonight. Gets around Hendricks. Looking to the inside of Buchanan now on turn number 2. Not going to be enough. Silva's going to be your leader down the back chute into 3. Buchanan in second. Hendricks going to drive around Parcellis on the outside of turn number 3. 2 to go this time by for your leader, Christopher Silvas. Buchanan still in second. Parcellis is still third. Emma Hendricks fourth. And Shane Sturts rounds out the field in 5th. Hendricks all the way to the top of the racetrack. Oh, she's going to get into the wall for sure. A little bit of rub there. She gets on the brakes. A good save by the young lady in the 88 machine. Unfortunately, going to send her to the back of the field as we get the white flag this time off of 4. One more lap for the 84 machine. And Silvas this time, sideways through turn number 2. Not enough for Carl Buchanan to close the gap. One more shot for Buchanan in the 2 machine. Emma Hendricks, around in 2, but the checker flag gonna come out. Silva's gonna hang on for the win. A great run for Carl Buchanan in the 2nd spot. David Parcells. Cody Leonard driving the 5 machine out of Sinton, Texas, inside row number 3. Supposed to be alongside the 74 of Travis Schmidt. There comes Travis on the outside. The 4th row back is Pete Arcee and Dakota Farquhar in the 9 and the 78 respectively. We are going green off of turn number 4. Heat race number 2 for the late models underway. And Fox and Votion dead even into the first set of corners. A wild ride for Henderson there in the 86 machine as Cody Leonard sneaks by for 3rd. Trey Votion is your leader coming into turn number 3, but Matt Fox on the bottom of the racetrack is hungry for that points championship. Right now, like I said, 4 points out of the top spot. We are dead even at the line. We got a yellow on the racetrack. Looks like Dakota Farquhar in the 78 and Ryan Lewis in the 26. Ryan Lewis. Ooh, I see a black flag coming out. Green flag wave, the black flag being pointed to Pete Arcee in the 9 car. Arcee trying to go double file there on the start. We get the green flag nonetheless. Matt Fox going to lead the field off of turn number 2. Trey Votion in 2nd spot. Cody Leonard is 3rd. Good battle there for 4th between Arcee in the 9 machine and the 86 of Henderson. Henderson going to be sideways on the turn number 4. Oh, you see the right hand damage there on the 86 machine. He and Arcee may have gotten together. Cody Leonard had a good look that time to the inside of the 99 of Trey Votion. Now Leonard takes the 5 machine top shelf in turns 3 and 4. Your leader's still going to be Matt Fox. He becomes 4 down, 4 to go. Halfway home in heat race number 2 for the limited late models. Matt Fox, the 53X machine, still your leader down the backstretch by about 4 car lengths over Votion in the 99 machine. Cody Leonard once again top shelf through 3 and 4. It's 5 down and 3 complete. That time by the stripe. Leonard that time with a bad push in turn number 1. Going to lose a lot of ground on the 99V of Trey Votion. We should be coming to 6 complete. 2 to go this time by. 2 sticks in the air for your leader. 2 laps to go for Matt Fox out in front. Trey Votion is still 2nd of the 99 by about a car and a half. Fox going to open up the gap down the backstretch into turn number 3. Schmidt in danger of going a lap down. Kevin going to let him know the leaders are coming up behind him. Matt Fox going to get around the 74, as does Trey Votion. Those 2 pretty much nose to tail through turns 1 and 2 that time. Down the back chute for the final time in the turn number 3. The white flag is flown. This time it'll be the checkers. It's going to go to the 53X of Matt Fox. Trey Votion in 2nd. Cody Leonard will be 3rd. So the checkered flag, Dwayne McWhorter in second spot in the point standings right now. He's outside the front row, 5 points back from Eric Rahi. Rahi, your point leader coming into competition this evening. Got to get the win to wrap things up. We are back underway. The green flag is back out. Iman feature underway. Gilbert Perez going to lead the field down into turn number 1. Dwayne McWhorter trying to get up to the front and grab every single point he can. Eric Rahi going to have to finish 6th or worse to lose the championship here this evening. Gilbert Perez going to lead lap number 1. Roy Walker in second. McWhorter is third. Rahi in fourth. Brianna Weechie right now rounding out the top 5. Crystal Smith, Roger Sturch, and Ashley Dunker, the balance of the field. A good 3-car battle there. Second, third, and fourth on the racetrack. Walker in second. McWhorter is third. Rahi, your point leader, in fourth. Gilbert Perez leads the field by nearly half a straightaway down the front stretch into turn number 1, and it looks like McWhorter going to get hung out to dry there on the outside of this first set of corners. Walker hangs on to the second spot. McWhorter hangs on to third, but Rahi trying to close the gap as we come into turn number 3. One more lap going to be in the books for Perez. Still Walker in second spot. Eric Rahi making the move on Dwayne McWhorter for third. Rahi gonna, and Dwayne McWhorter all the way to the wall. Problems for the 10E machine. Tough luck for Dwayne McWhorter. That is gonna dash his hopes probably for a championship chase this evening. And Dwayne, again, problems in the second set of corners. Still out in front. Walker in second spot. A good battle for the fourth. Actually, wasn't a battle. Ashley Dunker there going a lap down. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Rahi in third. Weechie is fourth. A good run for Brianna. And Crystal Smith right now rounding out the top 5. Your top 5 cars pretty much strung out equidistant from one another across the racetrack. Perez about 4 car lengths ahead of Walker. And then it's about 6 car lengths back to Rahi. Another 6 or 8 car lengths back to Weechie. Another 4 car lengths back to Crystal Smith. That's your top 5 right now. Sturts, McWhorter, and Dunker round out the balance of the field. Laps complete. This time by for Gilbert Perez. I'll tell you what, Perez dominating in the heat race, is dominating here in the main event as well. Doesn't look like Roy Walker got much for him. In fact, Walker very loose through turns 1 and 2. Here comes Eric Rahi closing now. Rahi in the third position, but your points leader by 5 points, and that should, barring catastrophe. And your leader very sideways. Gilbert Perez going to drive over a tractor tire in turn 4. Is he going to lose the lead? He leads lap number 10 that time around. Perez coming under heavy fire there from Roy Walker in turns 1 and 2. Perez playing defense. Walker closes the gap once again coming into turn number 3. The field going to have to get around the 21A machine. Ashley Dunker, that looks like halfway. That's actually 10 laps. No time miscount. 10 down, 10 to go for Gilbert Perez. Perez has led it from the drop of the green flag. He's got a hard charge, and Roy Walker there in second spot. Walker is third in the point standings, 9 points out of the top spot behind Eric Rahi. Perez leads to 1 more lap. He's got the 3-car back underneath him, gathers it back up after a momentary slip in turn number 4. A wild ride there through the infield, driving over one of our tractor tires on the inside of the racetrack, but he's still out front into turn number 3 once again. Still going to be the leader this time by the stripe. 12 laps complete for Gilbert Perez. Roy Walker still in second spot. Third spot still belongs to your point leader, Eric Rahi. Then it's Brianna Weechie. A good run for that young lady in fourth. And a good run for Crystal Smith as well. Crystal in fifth spot right now. Dwayne McWhorter, some serious problems in the 10E machine. Was all out of shape in turns 3 and 4. He's in danger now of going down a lap to the leader. Perez working underneath the 10E. Perez going to make the move off of turn number 2. Dwayne McWhorter going to lose a lap to the leader. Ashley Dunker off the racing surface in the 21A. Here comes Roy Walker to get around McWhorter there, putting the lap down to second spot. Eric Rahi pretty much in cruise control right now in the 5A machine. Coming into turn number 3 once again, your leader still Perez in the 3-car, the black and white number 3 machine. The Ace Transmission sponsored car has led every single lap so far this race. Looks like we just crossed over the start-finish line for the 15th time. 15 laps complete. Should be 5 to go. Going to be 16 and 4 this time around. I'll tell you what, Roy Walker's closed the gap to next to nothing. Had a good look to the inside of Perez there for the top spot. It wasn't quite enough. Walker hanging on to that second position. Perez opens up about a car length and a half off of turn number 2. Look at the run for Walker, though. Closing the gap ever so slightly as we come into turn number 3. Should be 17 laps complete. 3 laps to go this time by. Gilbert Perez having a good run here in the 3 machine. A little bit of a character spot starting to develop over there in turn number 1. Perez with a comfortable 3-car length advantage down the back chute into turn number 3. The battle for 3rd spot. Making 4th spot is heating. Oh, no, that is 3rd spot. Excuse me. The 10E of a quarter is a lap car as we come to 2 to go. Brianna Weechie now on the inside of Eric Rahi for 3rd. Weechie looking to grab a podium here tonight. She backs the car into turn number 1. Going to lose a little bit of ground there on the 5A machine. White flag in the air. 1 more lap to go for Gilbert Perez the 3rd. A good run for the 3 machine tonight. G has led all 19 so far. Started on the pole and never looked back. We are down the backstretch for the final time into turn number 3. 1 more corner for Gilbert Perez the 3rd. The double checker flags are going to wave, and G going to grab the win here in the EMOD main event. Walker will be 2nd. 3rd spot going to be Eric Rahi. 2X. 22 cars getting ready to go 20 laps, ladies and gentlemen. We will be going green this time off of turn number 4 for the final time in 2018 for Pure Stock competition. Feature is gonna get underway. The green flag is out. We are rolling down the front of the bar. And look at James Parks on the outside, gonna take the early lead in the turn number 1. Robbie Minton looking to make it a 3-car battle for 2nd spot in the 44K. James Parks, your leader through turns 3 and 4. Nathan Rahi in 2nd spot. 3rd spot is Jamie Deere. Looks like we are going to complete lap number 1. Everybody goes through. We barrel off back down into turn number 1. It's still Parks in front. Rahi is 2nd. Deere in 3rd. Ben Maklachek, a good run in 4th. Robbie Minton, 5th in the 44K. Shiloh Broadnax in 6th. J.C. Paul, Daniel Preston, Robert Danielson, and Ryan Doyen round out the top 10. 2 laps in the books and 18 to go. Check now, doing battle with Jamie Deere for the 3rd position off of turn number 2. Your top 2 cars starting to pull away a little bit. James Parks out in front. Nathan Rahi not letting him run away there in 2nd spot. Maklachek has gotten around Jamie Deere for 3rd. Deere back to 4th. Robbie Minton rounds out the top 5 of the 44K. Shiloh Broadnax in 6th. Daniel Preston is 7th. Ryan Doyen 8th. J.C. Paul and Robert Danielson round out the top 10. We got Jerry Walters around in turn number 1. Walters going to get the 127 pointed back in the right direction. Tough break for Jerry. We stay green. A good battle right now on the racetrack for the 7th position. We've got a yellow on the track. Joshua McCain around in turn number 4, as well as the 42 of Curtis King. The lights are out. The 1 to go has been shown. We are going to go green flag once again off of turn number 4. Once again, 4 laps complete. 16 laps to go to decide the championship in Pure Stocks in 2018. We're back underway and a great restart for the 33 JP of James Parks. Nathan Rahi there in 2nd spot. Ben Maklachek trying to hang on to 3rd. Here comes Jamie Deere underneath him in turns 1 and 2. It's not going to be enough. Maklachek on the outside. Going to hang on to 3rd. We're drag racing down the back chute for 4th. Look at Minton on the outside, the 44K. Going to go top shelf in turns 3 and 4. A great save by Nathan Rahi, but it'll cost him a spot. Ben Maklachek going to get around for 3rd. Rahi now in danger of losing another spot on the bottom of turns 1 and 2. He's going to power back around on the outside to hang on to 3rd. Here comes Jamie Deere under Robbie Minton for 4th. Minton and Deere once again wheel to wheel into turn number 3. Your leader still James Parks, Ben McLachek with a great run in the 182M car, sitting in second position right now. Nathan Rahi looking to be outside for that second spot off of turn number 2. They're side by side down the back chute into turn number 3. We were 3 wide there for a brief moment mid-pack with Sean Ward, Johnny Westfall, and Michael Keeling. Back up front we go. James Parks is still your leader. Ben McLachek still in second spot. Third spot still belongs to Nathan Rahi. We're 3 wide now off of turn number 2. Robbie Minton gets around for 4th. Here comes Daniel Preston underneath Jamie Deere for the 5th spot. Deere going to slip back to 6th into turn number 3. Here comes Ryan Doyen now on the bottom of the racetrack on the turn number 4. Challenging Jamie Deere for that 6th position. Jamie Deere may have some issues with the 15D. He slipped back here the last couple of laps. Did not get the best restart he would have wanted. Sean Ward, though, the man on the move, started well back in the pack and is right now in the 8th position, coming into turn number 3, door-to-door with Robert Danielson. Side by side through turns 3 and 4 we go. Ward going to get around Danielson. That'll put him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9th on the racetrack right now. Gonna be coming to 10 complete and 10 to go, this time at the flag stand for James Parks. JP out in front in the 33. Ben McLachek less than a car length back in second spot. Third spot still Nathan Rahi. Those 3 cars have pulled away from the rest of the field by about a half a straightaway. A good battle for 4th with Robbie Minton hanging on to it this time around. Daniel Preston rounding out the top 5. We are still rolling, ladies and gentlemen, still under green flag conditions here. A great pure stock main event at South Texas Speedway. We are ending 2018 with a bang in a big way here with some great racing so far this evening. James Parks, once again, out in front, has been your leader since the drop of the green flag. Ben McLachek in second position. Nathan Rahi, a distant third, but comfortable. Fourth spot still Robbie Minton, now Ryan Doyen, door-to-door with Daniel Preston down the front boulevard, and then turn number 1, that's for 5th on the racetrack. We've got a yellow flag coming out. Yellow flag coming out. Michael Keelich had gone around there in turn number 4, but Keelich got the 49K machine back underneath him. Lights are out, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be going green flag racing this time off of turn number 4. James Parks going to lead them to it. We are 11 laps in the books, 9 laps to go here in the final pure stock main event of 2018. We're back on our way down the front stretch into turn number 1. Parks going to lead them through the first set of corners, and Rahi going to get back around McLachek for second spot. Ben McLachek back to third. Daniel Preston gets around Robbie Minton for the 4th position. Here comes Minton back on the bottom of the racetrack in turns 3 and 4, side by side. Oh, and Ryan Doyen goes around Sean Ward with nowhere to go. We are going to domino up in turn number 4. Oh, Ryan Doyen going around in the 4th corner there in the 3 car. Lights are out, folks. The one that goes been shown. James Parks going to lead him to the green flag once again off of turn number 4. 11 laps complete, 9 laps to go here in your final pure stock main event of 2018. Green flag is back out. We're back underway off of turn number 4. Ben McLachek choosing the inside line there on the restart. We're going to be door-to-door with Nathan Rahi in turns 1 and 2. Robbie Minton getting in there into the mix a little bit. He's sitting in the 4th spot. Look at Daniel Preston, though. Preston going to go 3 wide down the back chute. Takes over the 4th spot from Minton. Minton back to 5th. It's Jamie Deere in 6th. We're 3 wide behind Jamie Deere with Johnny Westfall, Shiloh Romanex, and J.C. Paul Jr. putting on a side-by-side show. There through turns 3 and 4. Ma'am, I need you back away from the fence. Come back away from the fence, please, and come back up to the grandstands. Ben McLachek that time with a peek underneath the 33 JP of James Parks. Wasn't going to be good enough. Parks still out front. McLachek now underneath through turns 1 and 2. John Ramirez slow at the top of the racetrack. Can Ramirez get it fired back up? Ramirez rolling very slowly down the backside of the raceway, going to limp the 73 machine off the racetrack. It's still JP out in front, but Ben Maklachek all over the rear bumper. Down to the inside of turns 1 and 2. It's a side-by-side battle through the first set of corners. Daniel Preston very sideways off of turn number 2. Here comes Robbie Minton in fifth spot to close the gap, trying to crack back into the top 4. Minton underneath Preston for fourth off of turn number 4. Oh, J.C. Paul Jr. going to walk out there to Johnny Westfall at the bottom of turn number 4. Yellow flag will come out. Yellow flag coming back out to the racetrack. J.C. Paul Jr. Lights are going out, ladies and gentlemen. Green flag coming back out. We're backing away 15 laps down, 5 laps to go for James Parks. Can he hang on to it and take the final pure stock race here in 2018? Nathan Rahe going to have a much better restart that time. Gets around Ben Maklachek on the outside. Maklachek battling back on the bottom of the racetrack. Oh, we've got Ryan Doyen in the infield in the 3 car. So Doyen going to park it in the infield on the back stretch. James Parks leads lap number 16. It's anybody's guess for second spot. Ben Maklachek and Nathan Rahe with a great battle for the second position. Here comes Joshua Sewell slicing and dicing back up through the field after having to go to the back of the pack a little earlier on in the race. Sewell sitting in the 6th position right now, coming into turn number 3. 3 wide with Daniel Preston and Shallow Broadnax. Ping-ponging off the way of those cars. Here comes Mike Horelka throwing his hat into the race for 5th spot. Right now, they're door-to-door for 6. We're 3 wide once again. Broadnax going to get around both Sewell and Horelka off of turn number 2. Your leader going to be coming to 2 to go. This time around, JP with 2 more laps around South Texas Speedway. Ben Maklachek and Nathan Rahe still bumper to bumper, wheel to wheel, and nose to nose across the start-finish line. Maklachek going to make the move up the outside of turn number 2, take him to the 2nd spot. Rahe back to 3rd. Jamie Deere, Daniel Preston round out the top 5. White flag going to be in the air this time around for James Parks in the 33 JP. This win will definitely sew up the championship here for the 33 JP. James Parks looks to clinch the 2018 Pure Stock Championship title. One more time off of turn number 4. Was the leader, now the winner. Won the battle, won the war. In 2018, it's the 33 JP of James Parks III. Looks like Robbie Minton not going to be making it out here for the feature. We're going to go green this time off of 4 with Tanner Whitmire on the front row alongside Steve Whitaker Jr. The green flag is out here underway. The field heads off down into turn number 1, and Whitmire going to have the lead coming off of turn number 2. Look at them, 3 wide down the backstretch into turn number 3. Whitmire, Whitaker, and Leonard. Door to door to door through turns 3 and 4. Stephen Whitaker Jr. going to have the lead off of turn number 4. He'll lead lap number 1. Leonard going to race him down to the bottom of the racetrack in the 12th machine out of Sinton, Texas. Leonard going to be in 2nd, then it's Whitmire 3rd. Johnny Torres 4th. Brian Rye rounds out the top 5. Once again in the turns 3 and 4, Stephen Whitaker Jr. out in front, starting to gap the field already about a half a second away advantage over Cody Leonard in the 12th machine. Johnny Torres slipping up in turns 1 and 2. Hunter Flanagan unable to capitalize on Torres' mistake, but he'll pick up a spot from Brian Ryan. We got a yellow flag on the racetrack. That looks like the 38. The 38 machine of David Shuri are out. We are going to go green flag racing this time off of turn number 4. Limited modifieds on the racetrack for the final time in 2018 here at South Texas Speedway. They look to take the green flag this time off of turn number 4. Stephen Whitaker Jr. going to lead them to it. 2 laps in the books and 18 to go. And Whitaker once again leads the field into turn number 1. Tanner Whitmire looking to get around Cody Leonard for the 2nd position. Leonard going to hang on to it off the bottom of turn number 2. Whitmire now coming under fire from the 58 of Hunter Flanagan. 58 Cent looks to the inside of turns 3 and 4. Flanagan all kinds of sideways off the exit. Whitmire going to hang on to the 3rd position. Flanagan still on the bottom of the racetrack in turns 1 and 2. Ooh, put the slide job on Whitmire. Whitmire a big shot in the shorts back to the 58 machine. Flanagan going to hang on to that third position for the moment. Whitmire in fourth. Here comes Johnny Torres up to fifth. Going to get around the 184 of Ryan Rye. Oh, and Rye and Torres make contact. A good save by both of those drivers. Meanwhile, first and second in the point standings, side by side, wheel to wheel off of turn number 2. Dustin Butcher second in points coming into competition this evening. Ray Shulman leads the point standings in the Apollo Towing Service 2 machine and used by 89 Motorsports Racing chassis. We had 3 rows of 2x2 there for a moment through turns 1 and 2. Some good racing. In about 3rd through 8th on the racetrack. Year leader by a straightaway, the 89C of Stephen Whitaker Jr. The innovative racing chassis, one of 5 on the market today, leading the race here at South Texas Speedway. The final night of 2018 so far seems to be dominated by the 89C of Stephen Whitaker Jr. Cody Leonard and Hunter Flanagan about to have a great battle going on in the second position. Flanagan trying to grab as many positions as he possibly can here in competition this evening. He's looking to make up some ground in the point standings right now. Flanagan sits 4th. Oh, and Hunter Flanagan goes around at the bottom of the racetrack. A tough break for the driver of the 58C out of Kingsville, Texas. Hunter 7 laps complete, ladies and gentlemen. 13 to go here, the final night of 2018 for the limited modifieds at South Texas Speedway. Stephen Whitaker Jr. been the leader since the drop of the green flag. He's going to lead the field back to the green this time off of turn number 4. Cody Leonard, Tanner Whitmire, Johnny Torres, Brian Rye. Round out the top 5. We are back green and back underway. And Whitmire with a great look off the inside of turn number 4. Going to take over the second spot through turns 1 and 2. Leonard going to slip back to 3rd. Cody Leonard and Tanner Whitmire are going to go around. I think something went wrong with the 12 machine there as Cody Leonard brings it to a stop at the bottom of turn number 4, 2018, and make it 6 in a row. Otherwise, Ray Shulman will lock it up here with a finish of 5th or better. Lights are out. 1 to go's been shown. We are going green this time off of turn number 4. Stephen Whitaker going to lead the green flag. And Whitaker once again, fire out of a cannon on the restart, leads the field into turn number 1. Tanner Whitmire. Oh, we've got the 90 of Dustin Butcher around, and that will seal the deal. On Butcher's championship hopes for a 6th and consecutive championship, the yellow flag going to come back out. Ray Shulman in 6th. Tom Grothue 7th. Tommy Groves in 8th. Hunter Flanagan 9th. David McGuire rounds out the top 10. We are back underway. 7 complete, 13 to go here at South Texas Speedway. Final limited modified race of 2018. Stephen Whitaker Jr. out to the lead once again in the turn number 3. Tanner Whitmire now coming under heavy fire from Johnny Torres in the 9 machine. Torres driving the 9 car owned by Ray Boyd. Torres driving that 9 machine, usually in competition. The 937 Speedway has been here with us a few times this year. Always good to have JT down here in Corpus Christi racing with us at South Texas Speedway. Brian Ryan 4th. Dustin Butcher 5th. Your currently Ray Shulman trying to get around him and take over that 5th position. Remember, a 4-point difference coming into the races this evening. So Dustin Butcher needs to finish at least 5 spots ahead of the 2R car in order to clinch that championship. Halfway home this time by 10 down and 10 to go. Still Stephen Whitaker Jr. out in front. Tanner Whitmire in 2nd. Johnny Torres 3rd. Brian Rye 4th. Dustin Butcher in 5th. 6th is Ray Shulman. 7th is Tommy Groves. 8th is a good battle between Cody Leonard and Hunter Flanagan. Give it to Leonard on the turn number 2. Flanagan back to 9th. Tom Grothue rounds out the top 10. Whitaker pretty much the class of this act. He and Tanner Whitmire have pulled a long way away from the rest of the field, but Whitmire unable to catch the Innovative Racing chassis and close the gap on the 89C. A full straightaway back to third spot. Johnny Torres, no slouch in his own right. Just goes to show the level of competition in this limited modified division here at South Texas Speedway. Tanner Whitmire has picked up the last 2 feature victories at South Texas Speedway in 2018. As we go back to the pack, Cody Leonard getting around Tommy Groves there. That's for 8th on the racetrack of his lead. Make it 7th on the racetrack. Leonard up to 7th. Groves back to 8th. Flanagan 9th. Tom Grothhughes rounds out the top 10. Steven Whitaker Jr. straightaway ahead now. Tanner Whitmire and another straightaway back to Johnny Torres. The field's going to be closing up on the 24 of Jim Blevins. Blevins working the bottom side of the racetrack through turns 3 and 4. Steven Whitaker Jr. going to put him a lap down off of turn 4 this time by. Whitmire as well. Oh, we got a yellow flag on the racetrack. Green light is out, ladies and gentlemen. Green flag going to come out this time off of turn number 4. 15 laps down, 5 laps to go. Single file restart here for the limited modified main event. We're back underway. It's Whitaker, Whitmire, Torres, Rye, and Butcher, the top 5. Shulman, Leonard, Groves, Flanagan, and Grothhughes. Oh, and Tanner Whitmire off the racetrack. Your second place car leaving the racetrack very quickly off of turn number 3. So that's going to put Johnny Torres in 2nd. Brian Rye will be 3rd. Dustin Butcher now 4th. And Ray Shulman rounds out the top 5. Shulman looking to lock up the points championship with a good finish here this evening. Once again, Butcher would have to beat Shulman by 5 positions on the racetrack in order to lock up the championship here this evening. A good battle shaping up for the 2nd spot. Brian Rye has a wheel underneath Johnny Torres in turn number 1. Torres going to hang on to that 2nd spot down the back chute as we come into turn number 3. Now, Cody Leonard has gotten around Ray Shulman as we come to 2 to go. A good run for Leonard. Cracking into the top 5 after having to go to the back early on in the main event. Cody Leonard driving his proverbial rear off this evening, coming back to the front of the field. The white flag going to be in the air this time around. 1 lap to go for Steven Whitaker Jr. White flag in the air this time by 1 more quarter mile in the limited modified main event. Steven Whitaker Jr. looking to wrap up the feature here. Oh, Brian Rye gets around Johnny Torres, as does Dustin Butcher. Through turns 3 and 4 for the final time. The double checker flag's going to wave. The 89C Innovative Racing chassis with Steven Whitaker Jr. behind the wheel takes the win. Brian Rye comes across the line in 2nd. Carl Buchanan, like I said earlier, has wrapped up the points championship for the Bombers this year at South Texas Speedway. His first year in racing, and he's got a championship under the belt already. So congrats to Carl. We are going to go green 1 more time in 2018 for the Bombers off of turn number 4. And they are door to door through the first set of corners, ladies and gentlemen. Buchanan on the outside going to take the lead off of turn number 2. Look at Sturts on the outside. Has a good run down the backstretch, is door-to-door, wheel-to-wheel with Silvas coming into turn number 3. Buchanan looks to lead lap number 1, but Silvas not going to let him go away without a fight. Oh! By a bumper, it was Buchanan at the stripe, but Silvas going to take over the top spot coming in. Oh! And Buchanan going to go around. As to Silvas, look at Emma Hendricks on the outside. Yellow flag going to come out. 4 of the 5 get together. And we are going to go green this time off of turn number 4. Green flag going to come out this time by. We are back underway. 1 lap in the books. Silvas leads the field back into turn number 1. Emma Hendricks there in 2nd spot of the 88 machine. Steps out just a little bit off of turn number 2, and that is going to let Silva stretch the lead out down the backstretch into turn number 3. Shane Sturts trying to close the gap there on second spot. Looks like Start's going to take a look to the outside of Hendricks off of turn number 4. Not going to be enough. Sturts hangs on to that third spot. Hendricks hangs on to second. Back into turn number 1. Still Silvas out front. Hendricks bobbles again. Here comes Sturts around the outside to take over second position. Shane Sturts to the second spot. Emma Hendricks not letting him get away without a fight. She is right on the bumper of the 71 machine through turns 3 and 4. And it looks like down the front stretch, Sturts going to open it up a little bit. There in the second position, David Parcellis. Thrashing the Thunder Chicken there, the 72P. The field spreads out a little bit down the back chute into turn number 3. It's still Silvas, a little bit of a bobble there through turns 3 and 4. Sturts unable to capitalize on the mistake. Almost a straightaway advantage for the 84J machine. Sturts trying to close the gap there in second spot. Has a good run off of turn number 2. He closes the gap a little bit down the back straightaway. We got a good battle going on for third. Parcellis had a good look to the outside of the 88 machine. David Parcellis once again around the outside of turns 3 and 4. Looking to take over that third spot from Emma Hendricks. They are wheel to wheel down the front stretch into turn number 1. Hendricks going to push wide. Parcellis going to keep his foot in the 72P. He'll take over the third spot down the back chute. Meanwhile, the distance up front looks like we are crossing halfway this time by, ladies and gentlemen. The battle for the lead starting to closen up, tighten up. As Sturts has closed the gap to about a car length and a half. Silvas up towards the middle of the racetrack. Loses a little bit of speed through turns 1 and 2. Now it's a car length down the back chute into turn number 3. Sturts right behind the 84J as we come off of turn number 4. Still about a car length and a half to 2 car lengths. Separate the two as they cross the stripe. Emma Hendricks not letting the 72P of David Parcellis get away without a fight. She goes hard into turn number 1. The car pushes all the way up the racetrack. She's going to lose a lot of ground there, as well as a lot of momentum. Going to have to try to reclose that gap and retake the third spot. Hendricks led quite a bit of the heat race earlier this evening. And unfortunately, a single car caution sent her to the back of the field. She's had to struggle from the back of the feature here tonight. Oh, and she's sideways in turn number 2 once again. Looks like we're going to be coming to 2 to go this time or next time. As Silvas is still out front. No change in the running order behind it, but the gap for the lead is a lot smaller than it was as Sturts has pulled to within half a car length. Down the backstretch into turn number 3. We're going to be coming to 2 to go this time by. Sturts trying to make a run for it still. 2 laps to go at the stripe. Christopher Silvas still out in front in the 84J machine. Slips up that time through turns 1 and 2. Here comes Sturts with a good run off the bottom of turn number 2. We are wheel to wheel coming into turn number 3. The white flag going to be out this time by. Sturts thinks a little bit better of it, tucks back in the line. He's going to have 2 more shots as the white flag is in the air. The lead down the front stretch, the smallest it has been for Silvas in the 84J. Silvas again slips up the racetrack, but so does Sturts. Has to drive back around one of the tires at the bottom of the racetrack, and I think that might do it. Sturts with 1 more shot, but I don't think it's going to be enough. The double checker flag is going to be in the air. The win going to go to the 84J of Christopher Silvas. Sturts in second. Parcellis will be third, and Emma Hendricks going to round out the field in fourth. Travis Smith and Fred Vanoy set to take the green flag off of turn number 4. Here we go. Green flag is out. We're underway for the final time in 2018 here at South Texas Speedway. And Tommy Grimes going to lead the field through turns 1 and 2. Matt Fox in second spot. Here comes Trey Votion in the 99V. A good-looking race car in third spot right now. Votion going to be charging towards the front. Cody Leonard in fourth spot. Quentin Henderson rounds out the top 5. And it's going to be Grimes leading lap number 1. Tommy Grimes out front in the 22T. Second spot still Matt Fox. Matt Fox towards the bottom of the racetrack off of turn number 2. Fox trying real hard to get up towards the front of this thing and take the top spot away. Lap number 2 in the books. It's still Grimes out in the front. Fox in second. Third spot now is Cody Leonard off the bottom of turn number 2. Leonard takes over the third position from Trey Votion. Votion top shelf in turns 3 and 4. Leonard working the bottom of the track through turns 3 and 4. Closing on the second spot. That's Matt Fox in the 53X. Fox 4 points out of a championship this evening. He needs to finish 4 spots ahead. Oh, we've got a big one over in turn number 1. And Cody Leonard around in turn number 3. Looks like Cody Leonard going to limp it off the speedway. The green flag is out. We're back underway. Tommy Groves leads the field through turns 1 and 2. A good battle shaping up for second spot. Trey Votion looking to the outside. Matt Fox on the bottom of the racetrack in 3 and 4. Groves going to lead one more lap. Fox going to hang on to second spot. Votion is third. Quentin Henderson right now in the 4th spot. Adrian Awal rounds out the top 5. I tell you what, Matt Fox going to have a heartbreak hotel here if he can't pick up one more spot. Awalt right now with enough points to win the championship if they finish where they are right now on the racetrack. It's still Groves out in front, but he's got a heck of a battle behind him right now. Trey Votion trying to close the gap on the 53X of Matt Fox. Votion now looking to the outside of turns 3 and 4. Top shelf through the second set of corners. Votion with a great run around the outside that time. It might be enough. A big head of steam through turns 1 and 2. Matt Fox on the throttle. 53X off the bottom of turn number 2. Is it going to be enough? Votion again. Top shelf in turns 3 and 4. Matt Fox with a bobble at the bottom of turn number 4. I don't know who it was that time by the line. Trey Votion still working his butt off to get around the 53X machine. He'll do it off of turn number 2. Your leader, Tommy Groves, puts a lap on the 53XX of Chandler Fox. It looked like Dylan Mosley also slow around the bottom of the racetrack. Mosley trying to find an exit off the racing surface to get the 38M down in the infield. We're still green out front. Your leader by a straightaway, the 22T of Tommy Groves. And there goes Mosley to the top side of the track. He'll get it off the racetrack. Good job to Dylan. We're going to be coming halfway home this time by. Ladies and gentlemen, we are halfway through the final race of 2018. Tommy Groves out in front by a straightaway over Votion. Then it's the 53X of Matt Fox. Third spot is the 17 of Adrian Awalt. So Awalt going to have enough points for sure to clinch the championship if we finish where we are right now. Awalt beating and banging and rubbing all over the 53X of 53XX, excuse me, and Chandler Fox. That's going to bring out a yellow. This could really shape up the points. Remember, 4 points separated Adrian Awalt and Matt Fox. They were 1 and 2. If Fox can get 5 positions ahead of Awalt, he wins the championship. We are back underway. Tommy Grimes going to lead the field off of turn number 2. Trey Votion in second spot. Matt Fox is third. Quentin Henderson, fourth spot right now off of turn number 4. Pete Arce rounds out the top 5. Right now, it's enough for Matt Fox to clinch the championship. But here comes Awalt back around the 26th machine on the bottom of the racetrack. That is Ryan Lewis in the 26 car. So Awalt going to pick up 1 spot, going to get around Lynn Fox as well in the 14. Fox with a bunch of bumper covers hanging off. We got a good battle shaping up for the front spot. Trey Votion on the bottom of turns 3 and 4. Is it going to be enough? No. Grimes going to lead lap number 13, I believe. We've got 2 cars around over in turn number 3. Lights are out, folks. Tommy Grimes going to lead him to the green flag, this time off of turn number 4. Trey Ocean still in second spot. Matt Fox is third. Green flag back out. We're back at away. 7 to go. Here in the 2018 racing season at South Texas Speedway. And Ocean with his best look to the inside of Grimes off of turn number 2. It's a drag race into turn 3. Ocean on the bottom of the racetrack. Looks like he'll take the lead off of turn number 4. Trey Ocean to the top spot. Tommy Grimes in second, trying to run down your leader. Matt Fox is still in third. Quentin Henderson in fourth. Adrian Awalt rounds out the top 5. Pete Arcee back to 6th. Lynn Fox in 7th. Ryan Lewis 8th. Chandler Fox 9th. It looks like Ryan Lewis going to leave the racetrack. The 74 of Travis Schmidt now rounds out the field. Lewis trying to clear the exit ramp. Looks like he'll do it. So we're going to stay green. Ryan Lewis clearing the exit ramp for us. We should have 15 down and 5 to go that time by. Yellow flag coming out on the racetrack. I can only suspect it is for Ryan Lewis, possibly stopped in the exit ramp. $16 laps complete, 4 laps to go here in racing at South Texas Speedway this season. Trey Ocean going to lead us back to the green flag. We are back underway, and Matt Fox and Tommy Grimes rubbing one another down the front stretch into turn number 1. Ocean nearly brings the car to a stop. Gets a shot in the shorts there for the 22T, but Matt Fox gets around for second. Unfortunately for Fox, Adrian Awalt picking up a spot on the restart as well, getting around the 44, Quentin Henderson. And here comes the 22T of Tommy Grimes back around the outside. Going to be 2 to go this time by the stripe, ladies and gentlemen. Trey Ocean going to try to hang on for 2 more laps here at South Texas Speedway. 2 laps to go in the final race of the season here in 2018, the 99B of Trey Ocean. Trying to hang on to the top spot. He made a good move off the bottom of turn number 2. About 5 laps to go. But Tommy Grimes looking to the outside of turn number 3 this time around. Grimes top shelf off of 4. The white flag is in the air. 1 more lap to go. Ken Ocean hang on for 1 more lap. 2 more sets of corners. Looking good through turns 1 and 2. Grimes going to look to the outside once again in turns 3 and 4, but I do not believe it's going to be enough. It is not. Trey Ocean going to hang on for the win here at South Texas Speedway. Grimes will be second. Matt Fox in third.